ketombe posesif dan rambut rontok. Pakai sunsilk anti ketombe.
Inilah Ayu Sport dan salam olahraga.
Update berita-berita olahraga terbaik dalam dan luar negeri. Ayu Sport setiap hari pukul 6 pagi dan pukul 11 malam hanya di iNews.
Terus berlatih karena setiap noda dekatkan kita pada kemenangan. Rinso dengan teknologi baru Laser Clean. Angkat 5 noda bandel dengan aroma mewah. Rinso baru 12 gratis 1.
Lebih dari yang dibayangkan. Baru AZ.
So the lights are illuminated, but has he got the 350 kilowatts of power and the all-wheel drive?
I wonder if he's got a derating issue where he can't get the full power out of his powertrain.
So a technical problem then possibly thwarting Mortara's challenge, because there is a big deficit in performance for Edo Mortara, and that could be a podium slipping through the Swiss driver's fingers. Well, he certainly is now, because Buemi has cycled through ahead of Mortara, and now it's possibly Buemi who's set to challenge for Barnard's podium. He's got 1 minute and 15 seconds to do so, but he's got a 3.5 second deficit to make up to the Briton.
No, it's too big a gap. I mean, Buemi's on a charge, but that's too much to ask.
3 seconds gap. Yeah, that won't be possible in 1 minute left of attack mode.
So on board we ride here with Dan Ticktum as he's sniffing a possible top 5 here from Edo Mortara as well, because Mortara is slowing quite dramatically here.
Yeah, Ticktum's really closing in, and Ticktum doesn't have attack mode, so Mortara must have a fairly sizable issue here at this stage of the race. And Ticktum's putting in some great laps. He's really charging through. It's very impressive.
Okay, for info, Mortara has an issue with his attack mode, potential derate.
That's such a shame for Edo Mortara, the wheels coming off his wagon. Ticktum with extra energy. We said he wouldn't be able to use it in the closing stages of this one, but he might just be able to nick 5th place from the nose of Edo Mortara in the closing stages, which will certainly give the Kukukiro team something to smile about.
He'll be trying to use every bit of energy to get into that top 5 position.
No doubt about it. Fastest lap coming in from Sebastian Buemi. He's closed the deficit down to Taylor Barnard to 1.1 seconds. But he's now exited attack mode, and he's going to have the couple of laps of his life in order to be able to challenge the Neon McLaren driver for that final place on the podium. And we know that Barnard is not going to give it up easy. Ticktum through the left-hander of turn 4. This is where Mortara should have activated attack mode, but clearly a technical problem for him in the Mahindra that he's managing at the end of this race, costing him this opportunity. And can Ticktum do anything to get himself inside the top 5? Other drivers also in attack mode at the end of this one. Verne, Cassidy, Sam Bodie's got that 5-second penalty, as well as Norman Nato and Lucas Di Grassi.
And I thought I was P3, I'm completely out of touch. It's Van Dorn because he got the cheap attack, the cheap pit stop. Yeah, I know, but you could give me a bit better oversight of the race instead. Let's focus. Sorry.
Buemi asking for a bit more insight from Conor Somerville, his race engineer.
Well, he's in the top 4. I mean, not much to complain about, really.
Well, there's a possible podium on the cards here for him, because look at how much he's catching up onto the back of Taylor Barnard. I tell you what, he's got the desire, because he's got the opportunity here. As Sebastian Buemi, he's a driver reborn over the last couple of race weekends.
Yeah, I wonder what that message was for, because you have to push anyhow if you P5 or P6, so I don't think there's any risk management done there from the set, but yeah, maybe he wants to know everything.
Sharp end of this race, Van Dorn, we haven't mentioned him too much. You can see him there just in the top left corner of your screen. He's got 14.4 seconds. He's back right off in the closing stages of this race. No surprise at all there for him, because there's no point taking unnecessary risk given the advantage he's got over Ollie Rowland.
No, with the mistake we've already seen him make, 14 seconds with 5 laps to go is massive, so he just needs to bring this one home, take it nice and easy. As you said, no mistakes at all.
And for Rowland as well, this is a great job for him. Second place, again, it's just the consistency that he's just racking up these podiums after podiums, maybe not finishing in the top step quite as much as he may desire, but this is what wins the Drivers' World Championship. He's going the right way about it.
Yes, and his main contenders are Lacosta in P7 and Verline in 13, so he's going to build another gap in the championship again.
It's been a bit of a disappointing race for Pascal Verline outside of the points. Look here, though, at Jean-Eric Vergne, who's all over the back of Robin Freins like a cheap suit as we come down into turn 15. Can he make anything into there? It's not quite close enough at the moment. Into turn 16 could be an opportunity. Even before that, side by side we go. On the outside, look, Jean-Eric Vergne is a brave driver who tries to put one over on the Dutchman through there. A slip of oversteer for Freins going through there. Runs it a bit deep, and that's going to compromise his run onto the start-finish straight. And of course, we know that Vergne has got attack mode and four-wheel drive. Pulls alongside the Envision, and he's going to side through and into 9th position down to the first corner. Can he get it stopped though? No, he runs it deep, and Freins back through. He's going to have another opportunity in a couple of corners' time. I'm sure this is a fantastic tussle as Freins again goes wide, but he's got the inside line to try and block any attack from Vergne going through the left-hander, but it's only a matter of when and not if we're going to see Vergne attacking again over the course of this lap.
And he still has a minute left, but the difficulty with attack mode is that you arrive so much faster in the corners that your braking point is completely different and you tend to overshoot it, and this is exactly what happened. But obviously he was trying to pass Robin and try to brake a bit later, but there's not much more grip on attack mode either then.
Freins defends, but Vergne to the outside into the chicane and makes it stick. That's brave and brilliant from Jean-Eric Vergne. Up through to 9th position for the Frenchman. Fantastic.
I didn't think we'd see a move there on the inside, let alone around the outside. What an unbelievable move by Jean-Eric.
Amazing job from Jean-Eric Vergne. His next target will be Nick de Vries. He's got 20 seconds left of attack mode, so it'll be a tall order for him. But nothing is out of the realms of possibility. Meanwhile, Stoffel Vandoorne has controlled this one pretty commandingly. We've seen one blot on his copybook, which was a spin down at turn 2 a handful of laps ago. But otherwise, he has driven very
Keep dropping the pace, put a bit more buffer. Hughes will not overtake, he will stay behind. We still have 12-second gap to Roland.
So Vandoorne, as we said, backed off the pace at the closing stage of this one, so it won't be the largest winning margin we'll see in Formula E history, presumably, because 30.8 seconds for De Grassi at Putrajaya in 2015. We're now down to 12 seconds between himself and Oliver Rowland. There's one lap to go at the end of this one, and this is going to feel like the longest lap of Stoffel Vandoorne's life here in Tokyo.
Yeah, they asked him to drop the pace to do a lap less and have a bit of less risk and put that in the back as soon as possible.
Buemi's challenge has faltered somewhat on Taylor Barnard. We expected it to do so. He's right behind Rowland, so all that Buemi can hope for is that Rowland and Barnard start tussling amongst one another, and that draws them back into the clutches of Sebastian Buemi. Through the left-hander of turn 16 we go. This is where Barnard ended up in the wall in free practice 1. And Barnard sniffs a possibility of second position here for Neon McLaren. Out of the final corner we go, across the timing line. One more lap to go, 2.5 kilometres separating Rowland, Barnard and Buemi from a potential podium finish. 3 drivers, only 2 positions available. Who gets it? Pensive faces in the Nissan garage. Here, Ivan Espinosa, the Nissan CEO, watching on. I'm sure if you stuck a harder monitor on him, it would be right up there because he can see Rowland with 2% worth of energy left in this one. Close with Taylor Barnard behind. Through the first sector we go, and Barnard trying to find a way through and almost into the back there of Oliver Rowland as we come through into the fastest part of the circuit then, into turn 9. You can't find a way through there. And Rowland is quite close on energy, so is he having to back off in the closing stage of this one as Barnard has a big snap of oversteer through the right-hander.
I think he's really struggling on energy here. I do think he's going to have to lift before turn 16, and I wonder if that's going to give Taylor a sniff on a very difficult corner.
So this is now or never time here for Taylor Barnard. You can see him carrying the car, sliding all over the place as we come down in towards turn 15. He's not close enough to make a lunge through there. Meanwhile, we've seen the Maserati of Jake Hughes up the road. Here is his teammate though, Stoffel Vandoorne. He's not had a victory since Monaco in 2022, but he does so now. Stoffel Vandoorne wins on the streets of Tokyo here for Maserati MSG. 2 wins in a row for that outfit here in Japan. Phenomenal, commanding drivers. Rowland does hold on for second place by the skin of his teeth from Taylor Barnard in 3rd position. A fantastic result for both of those drivers, but Vandoorne takes the win.
Yes! He did, mate. You won it. We won this one. Amazing, amazing.
Well, Stoffel Vandoorne has scored points in every race but one this season. And now he takes his first victory since Monaco 2022. Andre, the radio's clear. Let's go down and catch up with Stoffel.
Stoffel, mon ami, félicitations. Amazing race. So how did you burn all that energy at the beginning to put yourself in that position?
Well, hopefully we'll be able to hear there from Stoffel then. We'll try again, Andre.
Stoffel, Andre here. Félicitations. Super race, amazing strategy. How did you manage to burn all that energy at the beginning of the race to put yourself in a good pit stop window position?
Sorry about that. Some technical problems then, unfortunately, denying us an opportunity to chat to Stoffel van Dorn. Either way, delighted on team radio. And we heard him talking to his race engineer there. 49 races without a victory for Stoffel van Dorn. The last time he won was in his championship winning season back in the Gen 2 era.
Persib Bandung juara Liga 1 berturut-turut usai meraih kemenangan dramatis atas Persis Solo. Ribuan bobotoh malam ini kembali turun ke jalan. Kalahkan Cagliari 2 gol tanpa balas, Napoli memastikan gelar Scudetto keempatnya musim ini. Halo, selamat malam dan salam olahraga. Selain dua informasi utama tadi, kami juga menghadirkan informasi lainnya dari dunia olahraga. Bersama saya Cika Mutazam, inilah iNews Sport selengkapnya. Kita awali iNews Sport malam ini dari pesta gelar juara Persib Bandung usai menang dramatis 3-2 atas Persis Solo dalam laga terakhir. Dan kemudian ribuan bobotoh malam ini pemirsa konvoi berpesta gelar juara keempat Maung Bandung.
Juara back to back champion Persib Bandung di Gelora Bandung. Lautan up.
Ribuan bobotoh malam ini kembali berpesta usai Persib menutup laga Liga 1 dengan kemenangan dramatis. Para supporter menyalakan flare di dalam stadion GBLA usai wasit meniup peluit panjang. Dari pertandingan terakhir ini, Maung Bandung berhasil menang dramatis lewat skor 3-2. Bandung Biru memimpin lebih dulu 3-0 melalui gol Gustavo Franca, Tiron Del Pino, dan David Da Silva. Sementara 2 gol tim tamu dipersembahkan melalui penalti Lautaro Belgiat dan Yamamoto. Dari kemenangan ini, para supporter langsung berkonvoi di sejumlah lokasi di kota Bandung, bahkan sampai ke kawasan Cilengsi, Bogor. Ribuan warga di kota Cimahi juga ikut merayakan gelar juara Persib dengan turun ke jalan dan konvoi keliling kota sambil menyalakan kembang api dan flare. Ribuan bobotoh juga memadati kawasan sekitar Stadion Gede Bage, Kota Bandung. Rencananya para supporter ini akan ikut melaksanakan konvoi besar di hari Minggu besok.
Pemirsa, usai menang dramatis 3-2 dalam laga terakhir Liga 1 atas Persis Solo, Persib Bandung berhasil mencatatkan rekor baru. Maung Bandung mempertahankan gelar back-to-back di era Liga 1. Dari catatan pertandingan, Maung Bandung telah 4 kali meraih gelar juara. Gelar pertama diraih di musim 1994-1995, kemudian di tahun 2014. Kemudian disusul gelar ketiga diraih di musim 2023-2024 dan terbaru musim ini 2024-2025. Tahun ini Persib Bandung untuk pertama kalinya meraih gelar juara melalui kompetisi penuh. Dengan 4 gelar ini, Persib kini menyandang tim dengan bintang 4 di atas logo klub.